Life is like a journey and a story well written by the best author, the author and the finisher of our faith, God. In Isaiah 55:8-9, He promised, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, said the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your way." Truly, God has His higher and beautiful plan for each one of us. And my story is just one of the many stories He had carefully written. Since I was young, my parents always have this dream that one of us siblings will be a doctor. When I was 16, God put a desire in my heart to become a dentist. Back then, only a few people that I know were venturing into this career path because most of my relatives were into education career. I believe it's God who has been leading even at the start with my choice of pursuing this career path into health-related course. After SPM, I asked God to show me what His plan for my life, and He directed me to College Matrikulasi Labuan, Malaysia, a foundation for my university. Those days, we have several Sabbath issues, but every time as AYKML group, we sent letter to the administration, we were given permission to go to church. It was a great blessing of unity of fellow believer in faith. Then the final examination came where we needed to take the MUET exam. There were 3 out of 4 exams were scheduled on Sabbath. Some of us decided in our hearts to stand for God and truth, so we did not attend the exam. With God's mercy, after matriculation, all of my friends, even those who didn't attend the MUET exam, were able to enter university. Unfortunately for me, though I applied 8 universities, I didn't get any offer in any of them. At this time, I questioned God, "Do you still have future for me?" For a moment, they were silent. But thank God, several weeks passed. I received letter from SPL8 to further my study in diploma in dental nursing for 3 years in Penang. Humanly thought, maybe this is God's will for me as a stepping stone to be a dentist. But His thoughts are higher than mine. I only able to finish a semester in that college due to Sabbath problems. God leads me to cry out to Him deeply and open my heart to Him more than ever before, and went through a series of 7 Sabbaths of prayer and fasting for His will for my life. There were 3 prayers that God gave me as I prayed. The first one, to send me to a place where I can grow more in faith and in all areas of my life. Second, to improve my English. And third, to do a mission work. That is because I was inspired by 2 missionaries from Quiet Hours Ministry who I met when I was 18. And they intentionally call, pray, and read the Bible with me when I was struggling to stand for Sabbaths in Penang. God's way truly higher than mine. My parents decided that I should stop my study in Penang, and with the faith that they have, they will send me to AUP to study dentistry, though at that time I did not know where will we get funds, because I know that my parents didn't have extra money to send me abroad, but they persevere in prayers and faith alone. One day, exactly before my flight to the Philippines, the Lord provided the exact amount of money enough for a semester in AUP. That have proven that God truly able to provide even for the next semesters. I was amazed how God truly has answered my prayers even the first semester in AUP. I asked a place to improve my English, and He really did, even more because I need to speak the language daily. And by the end of my stay in the Philippines, by God's grace, He gave me the privilege to go to places to share about Him and become a speaker for youth conferences. I asked to grow in spiritual growth and the other aspects of my life, when He really did even more. AUP was the place I grew exponentially, that I call home for 7 years. It is the best place for me to grow in every aspect: faith growth, maturity in character building, and the bonus of getting a degree by God's grace. My third prayer was to go to a mission. He answered it beyond whatever I ever think of. He allowed me to go to several mission works through community dentistry, revival team, PYC family, MN Philippines, by God's grace, to be one of the pioneers who founded His Caring Hands Ministry, a faith-based organization who went to different places in the Philippines for a dental mission, charity work, and gospel work. Just wow! Surely, that's God's higher thoughts once again. In 2016, as God has blessed me to join several mission trips, He also put the desire in my heart to spend at least 1 year for Him to volunteer in His mission. When I went home during the semester break, I asked my parents regarding this. At that time, they opposed with my decision because they've spent thousands of money to send me to dental school, and as the eldest daughter, I need to help them to fund my younger siblings. I was just in tears and didn't retaliate. I asked God, Lord, You are the one who has put that desire in my heart, and You alone can tell them personally that this is about You alone and not me. Show them, Lord, as You show me. God truly is faithful in His words and promises. The next semester, our country, Malaysia, has financial breakdown, and it's affect our family as well. My parents need to make a decision for me to continue or to take a break. It's another faith journey. God inspired me and my prayer partner to do 21 days of prayer and fasting regarding His will for our life, regarding scholarship, for God's will if I need to continue my study, and my friends to go to the medical school. Then God answered these prayers beyond my imagination. God provided a scholarship through Caring Hands Worldwide and to serve with them as a missionary dentist after my study. And yes, God provided my friend as well fund to go to the med school. Yes, there are more testimonies after another. Truly, God has led me through this faith journey that I may know who God really is, and He is a personal God. Ephesians 3:20 promise, God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask and think, according to the power that works in us. He is still writing my stories and your stories too. Will you be willing to give the pen to the author and the finisher of our faith for His higher thoughts in your life? Surrender to Him today.